Yeah, my name's Des Collins and I live in Port Macquarie. I do like photography. It's a bit testing at times, but we get there and nature, getting out into it as much as I can. Yeah, look, one of my favourite memories, many with travel, but one that sticks with me greatly is Christmas in 1983. I was with my then fiancé and a mum and dad in Melbourne, and it was one of the loveliest times I can remember that stuck to me pretty well. My diagnosis is part of the autoimmune family. It's ankylosing spondylitis. I got it at the age of 27, and then within 5 years it started going to the eyes, but it mainly affects you in the joints and the muscle, walking, all that style of thing. Just 2 years ago they found a secondary autoimmune illness called polymyositis that affects the muscle. It's not actually related to the ankyspon, but we think it's to all the heavy meds I've had to take in that 30-odd year period. With the diagnosis, not only took the sport and that away, it also made it difficult within my relationship, at work, that style of thing. People with disabilities, you start pushing yourself to 110, 120% to try keep up with the others and continue in your career. So that was affected, but I learnt to work with that. Yeah, it certainly makes you look at life in a different way. I mean, constantly have more apathy and that towards your fellow people. You want to help everyone you can, young, old, disabilities, whatever, to accept your disabilities and be able to push forward. As people all know, at times the disability comes back and hits you, bites you hard. So then you just learn to segregate things and work on further again. Yeah, look, I am happy to talk about my disability with people. A high percentage of time, they're being polite and just, how you going, and keep going, like with everyday life. And then you get the person that really, you can tell by the first or second question they want to learn about it. My last occurrence in hospital was this past Christmas, where I had a gallbladder that had been mucking up for some years and it kept getting infected, so they couldn't take it out, but suddenly we had a chance. So we did. I went in and unfortunately it was attached to the bowel. So it ended up a reoccurrence. I had 3 operations in 8 days. I was scared. I was in a really bad way, but Dr. Brett, that's all he wanted, Brett. He was at the head there and he explained so much to me. Even the other stuff with my other illnesses. It was just fantastic because I love to learn. I'm a why person, and that means I can do my side of things for the doctors, but because they're caring for me pretty well, trying to better my life, so it's up to you to help that whole situation. Look, all the staff really have to do is ask questions, talk to you, smile, reassure you that things are going along, that they're understanding. Get from you what previously does affect your body and why it's, that when you're currently there, with that issue, why it's so different. There are staff that don't actually read what's going on and they miss, and then you have to explain why I can't sleep properly that way, or need a cradle on my legs, or the lights are far too powerful for my eyes. So I think they need to just look at the notes and actually talk to you a little better and just they do their own questions, and most of us will answer. Well, that's a hard question because only one thing I can change about the world. Let's say if we could get our wonderful people, researchers and that, to find a medicine that would take away disabilities occurring from next week as well as cancer, it'd be wonderful.